absorb floodwaters. Each family would get more than $12,000 to help them relocate. Neighbors in Nassau County, listen up. You can get tested for COVID-19 for free. It's all happening at the 8 Flags Shopping Center in Fernandina Beach. Testing starts at noon and goes until 5 p.m. or until they reach their limit on tests. In St. Johns County, the Sing Out Loud Festival is going virtual this year. Starting today, sessions will feature live stream performances by local musicians each Saturday and Sunday throughout the month. You can watch the festival through the Sing Out Loud Facebook page. Join us tonight at 6 on CBS 47 Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Hurricane season is heating up. Hello, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. The tropics are getting more active, and now is the time to prepare for hurricanes, not when it's knocking at your door.
For a preparation list, check the WOKV Hurricane Guide, brought to you by Clay Electric Co-op and Big Fish Roofing on WOKV.com and in the WOKV app.
Hey, this is Brian Kilmeade. Northeast Florida is known for extreme weather conditions that can destroy your roof and its ability to protect your home. Not knowing who to turn to when your roof gets damaged can leave you with worry and doubt about what to do next. So taking care of your home shouldn't be a burden. You need a professional roofer who will partner with you to protect your home. For prompt, superior service and quality workmanship in Northeast Florida, call my friends at Storm Force, a master elite contractor. They have been helping local homeowners protect their homes for over a decade. Storm Force's mission is to help you protect your family and home with a customized roofing restoration plan. Their commitment to quality workmanship and prompt, superior service will have you saying, wow, along with their thousands of satisfied clients. Don't take my word for it. Check out their online reviews to see for yourself. Visit stormforce.com today to schedule your roof inspection. Again, go to stormforce.com.
Men, are the effects of hypertension, diabetes, or prostate cancer preventing you from having a satisfying love life? In just one visit, the doctors at Prime Men's Medical Center can help you overcome ED or PE to regain your confidence and have you last longer in the bedroom. Name brand pills don't work for many men and can have serious side effects. The highly skilled physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center provide custom blended medications that are safe, effective, and work immediately, regardless of your medical history or age. You'll see results on your first visit, guaranteed, or your consultation is free. So, if you have problems in the bedroom, call now for a private consultation. One call, one visit, one simple solution to regain your love life. Call Prime Men's Medical Center now at 904-217-5646. 904-217-5646. That's 904-217-5646.
Are you making a mistake that will ruin your retirement? Here's David J. Scranton, founder of the Retirement Income Store.
I'm David Scranton. When it came time for my mom to retire, one simple mistake forced her to work years longer than she should have. And that's why I started the Retirement Income Store, to help hardworking Americans 55 and over plan for the retirement they deserve. I couldn't help my mom, but maybe I can help you.
Call the Retirement Income Store at 866-977-6434 and we'll send you our free Retirement Income Kit with 5 educational tools, including David Scranton's Amazon best-selling book, The Retirement Income Story. Plus, you'll be invited to enjoy a no-obligation conversation with an income specialist. So call 866-977-6434. That's 866-977-6434.
The Retirement Income Store, where retirees go for income.
Online at theretirementincomestore.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Sound Income Strategies, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisory firm.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter. As we go through your Saturday, some coastal showers this morning continue to press inland with time. So some brief heavy downpours, even a few rumbles of thunder this afternoon when it gets warm in the upper 80s to near 90. Some scattered coastal showers continue this evening with onshore winds. Overnight lows drop down to the mid-70s. Coastal showers tomorrow in the morning, pressing inland through the day. With your First Alert forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenball for 104.5 WOKV.
This is the WOKV Ask the Experts Weekend, discussing things that matter most to you. Local experts answering your questions. Call 855-765-1045. That's 855-765-1045. Now, the Home and Garden Show with Wally Conway and Larry O'Neill.
Good morning. Welcome to the Home and Garden Show. It is 6:07 on a beautiful Saturday morning. And Jacksonville, Florida, the intergalactic headquarters of the Home and Garden Show. To our friends, to our fans, to our families, welcome back to the show. We have missed you. To those of you new to the show, here's who we are and what we do. Each and every Saturday from 6 until 8 a.m. right here on 104.5 WOKV. I'm joined by the big guy, Sasquatch the Yeti, 6'6", 232 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal, Mr. Larry O'Neill. You know Larry from his duties on TV as the host of Larry's Garden. You've seen him about town landscaping. He's the tall man in the small straw hat. Me, Wally Conway, Mr. Home Inspection, certified master inspector from Home Pro Inspections. You've seen me on Garden TV and possibly about town if you spend time in attics and crawl spaces. Larry's job here on the show is to be sure your grass is green, your fruit is sweet, and your flowers forever in bloom. Me, Wally Conway, Mr. Home Inspection, my job is to be sure your home is safe, secure, efficient, and forever a source of pleasure and pride. From time to time, Larry gets a house idea, I get a garden idea, we mix it up in the middle. But what makes this show fun for us is you. Your thoughts, your calls, your commentary. Here comes the phone number. You might want to just put this in your phone so you always have it. 855-765-1045. Sasquatch, large man. How are you, folks?
Yeah, hey, listen. I was, looking at some items I was just thinking that you might want to get one of these new items out there. It's a Louis Vuitton face shield. And it's right up your price budget. Huh? Yeah, it's only $961.
Yeah, I think I really need that. That sounds important to me. Somehow I think that I'm just going to let that one slide. I'll tell you what I have found to be comfortable in the face mask shield category is the plastic shields, like you might see dentists and some of those folks wear.
Yeah.
You have that little bit of protection, yet you can see each other's lips moving. It's a little bit easier to communicate. Also, if you happen to be eating and drinking in a place where wearing a mask or face cover is appropriate, you can still dine with that cover. Also in the airport, I've flown a couple of times, be flying again another week or three. In the airlines, that face shield is much more comfortable. In particular, when you sit in the airline, Larry, and the air from above, like the luggage thing where the air shoots down in your face, well, that kind of deflects that, So anyway, Louis Vuitton, there is...
You're going to pass on the $961 Louis Vuitton face shield. Okay.
No. I did buy a boat this week. Sold my boat and bought a new boat this week.
All right. What did you did this one come with oars, or did the oars were extra?
The oars were extra. As I've often said, they're not oars, they're my sisters. But... I have the boat survey on Monday, and it's really kind of interesting being on this end of the inspection process. We've done 40,000 home inspections plus as a company around the region, and being on the side where you're paying for the boat inspection and going through that process, it's a good reminder that buying things, especially large investments, there's a little bit of stress isn't the right word, but a little bit of, I hope this goes well, and what do I need to know, and how do I prepare, and all those other things. So Monday I'm spending, which is also my 65th birthday, happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, thank you. Spend the day Monday with the boat surveyor down in Daytona, running through its paces, see trials, haul the boat out, look at the bottom. We're going to infrared scan the boat, looking for signs of blistering or the absorption of water into the fiberglass, moisture meters. So we're doing all the high-tech stuff. So we're blending what the boat surveyor would traditionally do, blending some of the technologies that we have available in the Home Inspection universe to try to make the best assessment as objective as possible to make good decisions. So that's what I'll do.
Great. Sounds exciting. Is that your birthday present, a new boat?
It is. It's not new. It's new to me. It's a 1999. I don't buy it.
It's called Newsed, Wally. Newsed.
Newsed? It's new and used to me. It's new to me, so that's good.
Okay.
Which reminds me, my old boat, which I had for 7 years, the name is, it's still the name, Short and Sweet. Often when Tanya or I were, out on the water or tied up here or there, people say hello and all that sort of stuff. And every now and then somebody decide to flash or moon us. I just want to share that if you see short and sweet out on the waterways from this time forward, it's not me. So be kind and courteous to the new owners.
Yes. Hey, in Virginia Tech, this is showing how, agriculture has really gotten so sophisticated that they realize that there's a lot of plant movement. As human beings, we don't really notice the plants are moving around and waving around during the day. And, we don't notice it, but their movement is related to how healthy they are. They have discovered this, that if there's low nitrogen in the air or they're not getting the right type of care, that their movement now is affected by it. So they actually quantitatively and qualitatively looked at it, and they have come up with music to play that's related to the plant music, the plant movement. So the people who are keeping greenhouses and keeping agricultural products are going to be able to listen to the music, and they're going to be able to determine whether the plants are getting what they need. Dancing plants is the next thing, But
I like that.
Very important.
So, what's the stimuli for the movement? Is it principally following the sun?
The movement is that the plants respond to their environment. So if the plants have nutrient deficiency, nitrogen is low, they'll act a certain way. If they have low light, not getting enough light, they're infested by bugs. Their movement or fungus or various different things, their movement changes when they have these things going on. So you have you'll be able to preemptively, or you notice this happening, that you'll be able to change the environment.
That's interesting.
What they're doing.
Do plants that dance well, good dancing plants, do they have a higher probability of pollinating like people?
Yeah, they're healthier. They dance better. They dance better. So, and they're going to relate it to the person who's doing the tending the plants. Are going to relate it to music, so the person be able to listen to the music and see if the plants are healthy. Virginia Tech is breaking the ice on this new type of technology. But that's kind of interesting, and especially in greenhouses, where greenhouses are confined, and the water's controlled, nutrients are controlled, the environment's under control. They'll be able to make sure they get the right spot for maximum production.
Well, it'll be interesting, too, to see if they can use the music as a therapeutic, especially in crowded greenhouses and whatnot, to de-stress the plant or cause the plant to somehow flourish based on the harmonics and rhythm of the music. I like that. Works for people.
They have lots of scientific research on that. Music does affect the overall. The classical music is one of them. A few other different types of music affects the overall growth of the plant. There's several different big studies on that. But back to the reality, you're working in your yard and you have zoysia grass, and you notice a little crabgrass. I've noticed a lot of crabgrass lately for some reason. But if you want to get rid of the crabgrass, we have about 4 different kinds of crabgrass in our area. The best thing in the spring, is to put Dimension down. Dimension is the best crabgrass pre-emergent, and it does have post-emergent value. So if your crabgrass is a problem and you've had problems with it before, try Dimension. But if you want to, get it in control now, it's already doing this, laying out the seeds, and it's growing in your lawn, because zoysia we mow it so low and its texture so fine, it really stands out in the lawn when you got crabgrass. Not so much in St. Augustine because the blades are coarse, it's mowed tall, but you can use quinaclorac, which is a good herbicide on crabgrass on zoysia, or another product is Spectracide Weed Stop for lawns and with crabgrass killer. So you can use those. But you got to be careful about the temperature. Reading the directions is always important, especially when the temperature's up. And when you're applying it, making sure some of the things you want to do is quite contrary to what most people think, is you want to make sure your lawn is well watered before you apply herbicide, so you don't get undue stress on the lawn. And also you want everything to be growing, even including the weeds. You want the weeds to be growing when you apply the herbicide, because they're going to absorb more of the herbicide. Because when they're in the growth phase, they're absorbing nutrients, they're absorbing the herbicide, they're absorbing everything. But when they're dormant, they kind of shut down, they close their pores, and they're not going to absorb as much. So making sure your your grass is watered at least 3 days in advance, and then apply your herbicide, and then watching the temperature to get rid of that.
Larry, if you restrict the water prior to applying the herbicide, would that make it suck it up quicker, or it's better to have it well hydrated?
Well hydrated, because then your grass is under drought stress, number one, and then it's going to be under herbicide stress. So when you apply herbicide, it is a stress event for the grass. The grass.
So you really the hydration is to strengthen the lawn, the grass, the good grass, right, in preparation for the herbicide, not to facilitate the bad weed sucking up the herbicide. Now I got it.
Right, and the weeds, when you kind of look at it like this, when the weeds are growing, their pores are opening, they're metabolizing and all the things that happens when weeds are growing, when they're or grass or any plant material is growing. But when they're under drought stress, they're closing all the doors. They're trying to conserve water, conserve energy. They're shutting down. So if you put herbicide on the leaves, they're not going to absorb as much because the doors are closed. Kind of looking like that. They're not absorbing. They're kind of turning themselves off in a way. So if you put the herbicide down when they're turned off, they're not going to absorb any. You want them to be working, so watered before you put the herbicide down, because they'll be absorbing and growing, and they'll be able to take up more herbicide that way.
Get the blood flowing, and then jam a little herbicide in there and knock them out.
Right.
It's 6:20 here at News 104.5 on Home and Garden Show. Very brief break, ready to jump right on the phones. Love to hear from you. Here comes the number, 855-765-1045. Stay with us. Right back.
Sometimes the news can be confusing. We don't just tell you the news, we help you understand the news. Every morning with more depth and detail on Jacksonville's Morning News with Rich Jones on 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's News and Talk.
When you shop the 904, you're helping local businesses right here on the First Coast. Most of the money stays right here in our community. Plus, local businesses give our community its uniqueness and character that makes living on the First Coast so great.
Shop the 904!
Though no longer little, teens still need a lot of love. Yet teens in foster care have a harder time finding it, as 82% of foster families are home to kids 12 or younger. You can positively impact a teen's life as a foster parent. With help from Family Support Services of North Florida, you provide patience, love, and understanding, and Family Support Services will offer specialized training, resources, and a community of support. Take the next step at foster-now.org. That's foster-now.org.
This message is sponsored by the Florida A&M University Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Where I'm from, marijuana is legal. Can I use it in Florida? Nah, it's illegal here, man. But I have PTSD. Should I at least try to get medical marijuana?
That's legal. But if I were you, I'd talk to my doctor about qualifying conditions and to find out if medical marijuana is even right for you.
Thanks. I'll talk to my doctor.
If you have a specific medical problem, you call a specialist. Broken leg? Call an orthopedist. Cataracts? Call an ophthalmologist. At Prime Men's Medical Center, our doctors specialize in ED and PE. Listen to Dr. Rubinski, a renowned expert in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinski. If you're experiencing ED or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center has custom blended medications to help you last longer in the bedroom, regardless of age or past medical history, with no pain or surgery. In fact, you'll see results in the office guaranteed or your exam is free. Patients are now lasting for 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer. And best of all, treatments are affordable.
Men, if Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, call Prime Men's Medical Center for a private consultation with our highly skilled physicians. Call 904-217-5646. 904-217-5646. 904-217-5646.
Wally Conway here, Mr. Home Inspection from Home Pro Inspections with important information about home warranties. At Home Pro Inspections, we have always recommended that every home buyer had a home inspection and a home warranty. It's much like having a physical exam and health insurance. They work together to protect you. Until now, I have never referred or endorsed a home warranty company because, truthfully, they were all about the same. They were only good for 12 months, they had long list of coverage exclusions, and they denied pre-existing conditions. The most comprehensive home warranty in America is now available in Jacksonville, covering items denied by others, including water softeners, well pumps, alarm systems, and there's no extra charge for multiple heat pumps or water heaters. When Home Pro inspects your home, the warranty is extended to 18 months of coverage at no extra charge. There's no better inspection and warranty package in America. For details and to order your home warranty, visit GoHomePro.com, GoHomePro.com, or call me at 268-8211.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income in just 5 payments? You heard that right. In just 5 payments, you could set up a 6-figure retirement cash flow for as long as you live. I'm best-selling author Brett Kitchen with Wealth Beyond Wall Street. And right now, there's a retirement crisis in America because the pension system of old has been raided and destroyed, and Social Security is already running out of money. But most Americans are shocked to find out they would need to save over $2.5 million to have a $100,000 income in retirement. A new approach is required to solve this crisis. That's why this revolutionary new 5-payment retirement program was released, allowing everyday Americans to use bank money to create a retirement cash flow without relying on Social Security or pensions. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it accelerates the amount they will have at retirement or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 years old and want to build a bigger, better retirement in just 5 payments, call 800-809-1414 now to see if you qualify. Plus, as a free bonus, you'll get the 6-figure retirement acceleration guide and video. Call 800-809-1414. That's 1-800-809-1414. 800-809-1414.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter. As we go through your Saturday, some morning coastal showers. We'll see some scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder continue to advance inland as we head through the afternoon. Our high temperatures make it to about 90 degrees, mid to upper 80s closer to the coast with partly sunny skies. It'll be warm and muggy, though, through the day with some scattered showers. A coastal shower lingers this evening, but overnight lows drop down to the mid-70s. With your First Alert Forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenball for 104.5 WOKV.
Welcome back to the Home and Garden Show. 625 104.5 WOKV. Larry O'Neill from Larry's Gardens here. I'm Wally Conway from Home Pro Inspection. Larry, I sat in on a panel of real estate agents, lenders, and insurance people this week, and there is an absolute crisis occurring in the home insurance industry, the homeowners insurance, that is, specifically at the time of purchase. It is becoming immensely common that an insurance company will not write homeowners insurance on a roof that is more than 10 years old. In almost no cases are they going 15 years old without some special additional premium. Why is that important? It's really important because it may have been disclosed to you that a roof is, let's just say, 15 years old and it's in perfect shape. The home inspector looks at it and says, yeah, it's easily got another 5 or 10 years of useful life, and that's all good. It will have that useful life, except for the book decided that based on age alone, not condition, it's uninsurable. So what do we got to do to prevent that? Right during the time of purchase, in your purchase and sale agreement, you always have a stipulation in there, or often do, to being able to get financing. We're sharing the thought that consider putting in there subject to demonstration of reasonable insurability. And that lets you just call your insurance agent, or you can shop and find the right agent. If you can't find one, call our office. We'll help you find one. And say, I am considering buying this home at 123 Main Street. How much is it going to cost to insure it? Is it reasonably insurable? And it may turn out that there's two houses side by side that appear essentially the same. One's got a 5-year-old roof, one's got a 15-year-old roof. And that difference in insurance premium may be hundreds and hundreds of dollars every year or more, or depending, may not even be insurable without a new roof. We're beginning to see, Larry, this is hard to believe, people, they get insurance. So the insurance agent said, yep, we'll write the insurance. They write the insurance, they close, and within 30 days, the insurance company is doing some additional due diligence, often sending a insurance adjuster or inspector out. They look at the roof and say, I'm so sorry, ma'am, your roof is 15 years old. You need to either replace your roof or we're dropping your insurance. And these people are furious, and rightfully so. They've done everything they can know to do or have been told to do by their real estate agent, by their home inspector, by their lender. And suddenly they're in a situation where they've got a $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000 bill dropped on them unnecessarily. So I'm on a campaign, Larry, to get this word out there. We've been sending this information aggressively to real estate agents so they can be aware. We've been encouraging insurance agents to make contact with real estate agents to get them aware. And ultimately, awareness is all we can do at this point. The insurance people are concerned. The lenders are concerned. Everyone is working towards some solution, which will end up being legislative relief. And it comes down to storm chasing and other practices that are advantageous to a roofing company to get a roof sold and get it paid for by an insurance company. But sometimes the modality to do that isn't quite what was intended by the legislature when they created the ability to have storm damaged roofs replaced. So if you're out shopping for a home this weekend and you find a home you think is just the right one, while you're contacting your home inspection company, while you're contacting your lender, contact your insurance agent and make sure that that home is going to be insurable at an affordable rate. It's 6:30 here at News 104.5 Home and Garden Show. We've got Fox News, traffic, weather, and more of the Home and Garden Show featuring you at 855-765-1045. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Technology is a beautiful thing. Take WOKV with you wherever you go. You'll get the latest breaking news, weather, and traffic, or your favorite talk shows everywhere. Download the WOKV app now. 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's news and talk.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop texts, stopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. Peace talks between the Afghan government and the Taliban have begun in Doha, Qatar.
Afghans have, at long last, chosen to sit together and chart a new course for your country. This is a moment that we must dare to hope. As we look toward the light, we recall the darkness of 4 decades of war.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Thousands of Portland, Oregon residents are fleeing from devastating wildfires.
More than 500,000 people have already been forced to flee their homes in Oregon. That's more than 10% of the state's population. And Portland, its largest city, is now in the fire's crosshairs. More than 5 million acres has now burned on the West Coast.
Fox's Rick Leventhal. A wind-driven wildfire in Northern California near the city of Oroville has already killed 9 people. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, local news from CBS 47, Fox 30 Action News Jax.
I'm Action News Jax anchor Lorena Inclan for 104.5 WOKV. Our top story. The city of Jacksonville hopes a buyout program can help families in Ken Knight Drive, many of whom are still trying to recover from Hurricane Irma. This week, City Council approved a grant for $5 million. The plan is to target between 40 and 50 homes closest to the river, tear those down, and turn the area into green space to absorb floodwaters. Each family would get more than and $12,000 to help them relocate. Neighbors in Nassau County, listen up. You can get tested for COVID-19 for free. It's all happening at the 8 Flags Shopping Center in Fernandina Beach. Testing starts at noon and goes until 5 p.m. or until they reach their limit on tests. In St. Johns County, the Sing Out Loud Festival is going virtual this year. Starting today, sessions will feature live stream performances by local musicians each Saturday and Sunday throughout the month. You can watch the festival through the Sing Out Loud Facebook page. Join us tonight at 6 on CBS 47 Fox 30 Action News Jax.
If news is your thing, you're in the right place. Local, national, breaking, all in the palm of your hand. Download the WOKV app and tap the newsfeed button. We've got you covered. 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's news and talk.
You have the power to provide counseling to abused children, connect kids with foster families, find shelter for homeless teens, and strengthen at-risk families. Please be a part of bettering our local community by donating to danielkids.org.
As you get back to business, small things can make a big difference. Like marking safe distances with floor tape and posting reminders to wash hands. As always, Grainger is here to help, offering supplies and solutions for every industry. Free access to product specialists, 24/7 support, safety recovery guides, and more. It's part of our commitment to help you adapt and recover in these challenging times. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So many lawyers like to tell you that they've got your back. I'm Eddie Farah, and I want to explain what having your back means to me. It means that when you're up against a team of insurance lawyers, you've got our team of lawyers who can go toe-to-toe. It means that when the at-fault party tries to change the facts, you've got our investigators to protect the truth. Having your back means no matter how you were injured, by a semi-truck, a doctor, a big pharmaceutical company, or on the job, we have attorneys who are specialists and know what to do. In the personal injury law business, it's easy to claim that you've got a client's back. But unless you've got the resources to go up against those who want to deny your rights, it's just words. And words can let you down. When your future is on the line, call Farah and Farah at 396-5555. We've had your back since 1979. Jacksonville.
All right, a lot of us on edge all day. You don't sleep well at night. If that happens to be your new normal, well, you might want to consider and try, and I've learned a lot about CBD. CBD is the powerful extract from cannabis. Okay, chill out. It's legal. There's no high, and you don't need a prescription. The best people I know in this, CBDistillery.com. Now, does it work? Well, a recent survey, 90% of customers reported they sleep better with CBD. That's 90%. 80% said CBD helps with discomfort after physical activity. Look, if better sleep, less discomfort sounds good to you, maybe you want to try CBD, the safe, peaceful, natural alternative. You can now learn why over 250,000 customers trust CBDistillery.com. Order now, save 20%. That's right, 20% off when you enter the code PATRIOT at checkout. That's CBDistillery.com. Again, enter PATRIOT for 20% off. CBDistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter. As we go through your Saturday, some coastal showers this morning continue to press inland with time. So some brief heavy downpours, even a few rumbles of thunder this afternoon when it gets warm in the upper 80s to near 90. Some scattered coastal showers continue this evening with onshore winds. Overnight lows drop down to the mid-70s. Coastal showers tomorrow in the morning, pressing inland through the day. With the First Alert Forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenbaugh for 104.5 WOKV.
Welcome back to Home and Garden Show. It is 6:36. I'm Wally Conway from Home Pro Inspections. Larry O'Neill from Larry's Gardens here. We are enjoying conversation. Love to have you join us if you'd like to check in with a comment or question. That number is 855-765-1045. What, Larry, about 2 months ago, I had a question for you regarding putting plants on my boat. And now that I'm changing boats and I didn't previously take the action, you gave me the name of a super heat tolerant plant that began with a Z, I think.
ZZ plant. That's a great plant. I'll tell the people again about, I hate to tell the story again, but, I was doing house plants on WJXT and did a little thing on them. And I loaded all the house plants in my truck, and I took them there and I put them up on the, display to talk about them on TV. But the ZZ plant I had left in my truck for 2 days, in the middle of summer. And I happened to open the back door of my truck, and there it was, and it was in perfect condition. You consider inside a vehicle, I don't know what the temperature would be, but it must be getting close to 150, 120 degrees inside there. And it was dry, and it was still in great condition. I just threw a little bit of water. They're very, very heat tolerant. They can grow in extremely low light, and they have. One thing about them is they have those green, very lustrous, dark green leaves. The only thing they don't like is a lot of water. They grow in shade, dry areas, and they do good. But they don't. If you're going to put them outside, you got to bring them inside during the winter, and then avoid areas where they can get too much water, or they're not going to like that. But it's a tough plant inside your boat. It would work very easy.
What about flowering? Does it have a nice flower?
No flowering. It's not going to have any spectacular flowers. If you wanted something, maybe a bromeliad, they're fairly heat tolerant, and but you're still, you're getting around 98, 99 degrees. That's pretty hot for them.
Yeah, it gets hotter than that inside the enclosure when it's buttoned up. It's almost, it is. It's a sunroom. It's a floating sunroom. Right. Deck. So it gets, I'm going to guess 120 in there at the peak. It's hot.
Yeah, that'd be hot, but the ZZ plant could tolerate.
Cool.
As long as you keep it out of the direct sunlight, I think you're in great shape. And it's an amazing plant as far as heat tolerance and low light. The only thing it doesn't like is too much water. Talking about, I had some interesting calls on, their houseplants about what's wrong with their houseplants. A lot of times people look at their houseplants and they get these brown edges and tips. Well, what does that really mean? It doesn't mean that you have disease. It doesn't mean you have bugs. It means that you're not taking care of the environmental situation or creating a great culture environment for them. So when you have these brown tips and edges on a plant, it means number one would mean that you're not giving it enough water. So making sure that you want them to let them dry out inside, and then water them, and then dry out and water them, because too much water is definitely not good for a plant inside. Remember, the plants are growing much slower inside than they are outside. When they're outside they're normal, but inside their growth slows down, so they're not going to need as much water. Also, it means when the plants are turning brown on the edges and on the tips that there could be root damage, and that would mean that you probably overwatered it and the roots are rotting. And you can pop the plant right out of the container and look at the roots, and if the roots aren't white or they're black, that means you got root rot. So the best thing about that, maybe a teaspoon of bleach and down in water, drench it, and then don't water it, let it dry out, and then don't water it, and then do it again, and then back to normal. That's going to be one of the other indications. And then the salt in the fertilizer. When you're putting fertilizer on your plants, you remember to use a reduced amount, okay? Even if you're using rose fertilizer or any other fertilizer, you want to make sure it's a reduced amount. If you have really hard water, you want to make sure that you clean that up a little bit of distilled water every once in a while. And salt buildup on plants will cause that the leaves to turn brown on the edges and the tips. So, how do you prevent it? You'll see a little white powder on the containers. That would mean you have salt buildup. Well, a couple applications of distilled water, rinsing it off, clean the container off, and that you should be in good condition. And then Not enough water and too much water, I should say, they're rotting the roots. If you're a compulsive overwater, that's if you can't really control yourself. I mean, I know people like that. They just can't help it. They just want to tend their plants. Make sure the container is smaller. You don't want to keep upsizing the container because that's a huge reservoir. So it will dry out faster if you have a smaller container. So those are some good tips on your indoor plants. Make sure they're looking great. And then once the leaf gets damaged, it won't recover from that damage. So just trim that off, and then you'll be back in business when they get the new flush on it. Also,
I got a question about indoor plant pots. Do you favor a pot that has no hole in the bottom, or a plant that has a hole in the bottom and it sits inside of a drain pan?
I favor a pot with a hole in the bottom. Yeah, it just, I think that's your best bet. But I mean, either one of them can be used successfully. But with a drain pan inside a pot within a pot, it's gonna really slow down the rate of evaporation. And then if you're an overwaterer, that's not the one to get for you. Another thing, if you could use pots that are porous, like terracotta, those are always help. If you're overwatering, to evaporate the water out of the soil quickly. You want them to get wet, but you don't want them to stand in the water. That's the key thing. They want to be wet, but they don't want to stand. They want to water and then let them dry out. Of course, like plants like bromeliads, which are a great plant and easy to grow. They grow in trees, so they don't need a whole lot of water. So you could, a very, very small container and then a little bit of water, they'll do fine. Those plants, any type of plants, orchids is another plant that grow, will be growing in trees on bark, and they need a very, very little water in smaller pot. And then a container that it breathes. You want to have a lot of good air circulation in there. So
I've got I've got some of the pots, the ones with a hole in the bottom, which is my general preference. They sit inside of a plastic liner looking pot, and those clear plastic pot liners or liner pots, whatever the heck it might be called, they get sort of a brown, crunchy scale on them. What is it? Does it matter? And how do I make it go away in a cosmetic sense?
That is the salts from fertilizer and from the water. The kind of a scaly brown look. That's the salts. Yeah. Pardon me. A little bit of distilled water on that will work miracles. You know what I mean?
Just dissolve it away and push it back into the pot.
Yeah. We'll dissolve it away and finally clean it up. I know when you're growing them indoors, even they'll do that outdoors. They'll do that outdoors. It's one of the maintenance things. How's the bromeliad doing?
It's doing great. It's growing. It's flourishing. It's got good color. We have it on the. I told you about getting a citation for plants on the balcony. So it's on the front balcony below the wall on the north side. So it's really in essentially in shade, yet it's still done very, very well. I was concerned that it wasn't going to get enough sun when it came down off of the ledge, even that north sun. But it's doing good in the shade. I was really surprised.
Bromeliads they prefer to have some filtered light, even though I grow some of them in the sun. Some are more sun tolerant, but they prefer to be in high filtered light. So I mean, they'll have no problem there. Bromeliads, we plant them in landscapes, and they do great in high filtered light. Fall is always a good time also for people who are out looking for plant sales, because people are discounting their plants. You can get 50% off at a lot of places. And
now you're
one of the great things this time of the year is to think about, trees, planting trees. We live in our zone. We can plant any time of the year. There's not a better or worse time to plant. But there is some advantages of planting in fall, is because a tree has more time to establish during the winter and this warmer season, because the ground temperature really does not go below 50. So some great native trees to plant out. Of course, red maple grows great here, but some of the 3 red maples that I really like is October Glory. And the reason I like October Glory or red maple is going to be that it's a reliable fall color. You know, many times we go up to Tennessee or we go to Virginia to look at we enjoy the fall colors, but we really don't get it down here as reliably. But October Glory is known for its ability to produce that fall color in spite of our unusual weather that we get down here. And then also Brandywine is another one, and that's a beautiful burgundy fall color. Yeah, red maple. The red maples are easy to grow. They like it in a moist area. And they can tolerate dry areas. They just won't grow as well. And another great one is red sunset. So you get October Glory, which has a mixture of colors. Then you have Brandywine, Burgundy, and then red sunset, more on the red side. The 3 red maples that will produce good color in our climate zone, because it's up and down in our warm weather, cold weather, wet, dry. To get a good fall color, you need a little bit of cold and a little bit of dryness, and that will spark that fall color. And then, but without that, you're not going to really get that great color you get up in the Tennessee mountains. That people drive up there all the time to look at. But since you're not in the tree business anymore, right, Walt?
Ask me that again.
You're not in the tree business anymore. You're in the condo business now. Do you have a small tree on your patio?
We have trees all around the condo, but I'm not in charge of grooming, feeding, or doing anything any longer. So,
yeah, I drove by your place the other day, and it looks pretty good. The trees, they got all the trees manicured and mulch looked good and everything. So.
Yeah, they just trimmed them in August. They did a pretty good job, and I thought that was real nice. It also keeps
it up.
Sorry?
It really opens up the place.
Yeah, it does, and it also makes them less susceptible to the wind. It also cuts down the squirrel and rodent leaping from tree to roof to balcony. It's an honest truth that living on the water, especially one side of it's very heavily wooded, but with all the water, all the woods and whatnot, you get critters running around, and when you're not properly grooming your trees, you end up with the squirrels and the other rodents in your attics or on your balconies or whatnot. So keeping it well groomed is a really, really important item. And we see that all the time crawling through people's attics. If those trees are rubbing up against the house in close proximity to the soffits and the gable vents and whatnot, usually the critters that like to run through the trees just go, rather than live in a tree, I might as well just move into this guy's attic. When you keep the things trimmed back where it's not such an inviting leap, you tend to have fewer things growing in your attic, which means less rodent urine and feces and all the other good stuff that gets dropped behind. It's 6:50 here at News 104.5 on the Home and Garden Show. Brief break, jumping right to the phones. Love to hear from you at 855-765-1045. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You want the weather? Yes. Good news. We'll give it to you every 6 minutes on Jacksonville's Morning News with Rich Jones. Weekdays from 5 till 9 a.m. on 104.5 WOKV. Jacksonville's News and Talk.
September is when we bought our new vehicle. Are you ready for your new ride? Your wait is over. It's the Today's the Day sales event, and it's happening now at Arlington Toyota. It's Rich Jones. Today's the day for you to drive away from Arlington. One really happy, satisfied customer. Your brand new Toyota. It's because you're going to get 0% for 60 months on all new 2020 Camrys, Corollas, and RAV4s. 0%. A new Toyota Plus. no payments for 90 days. Today's the day to get to Arlington Toyota on Atlantic, east of the East Beltway. And did I mention 2 years of free maintenance? Yes. And with every new vehicle purchase from Arlington, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Plus, you can buy with total peace of mind thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange policy. 30 days to love it or exchange it. Today is most definitely the day to see my friends at Arlington Toyota and visit arlingtontoyota.com/today's the day for full details.
This is Karen. She has an expansive piece of land where she saddles up daily, and she keeps it in shape on a John Deere 3E tractor. With attachments that hook up with ease, getting the job done is never a hassle. Whether she's putting up fence posts, grading her horse arena, or even cleaning up storm damage, Karen runs with us. Because this is more than just land. It's home. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 3E tractor for just $139 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Over half of all men suffer from ED or PE. Here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rubinsky. If you're not the man you used to be in the bedroom and Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom blended medications. Men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Call 904-217-5646. See results on your first visit guaranteed or pay nothing. 904-217-5646.
Hi, I'm Larry of Larry's Garden. One of my favorite things about the South is great weather, which means more time for outside. And at Larry's Garden, we design, install, and maintain every outdoor project. Need to replace a cracked driveway? We do it. Need a patio, pergola, deck, or pavers? We do it. Let one company, Larry's Garden, complete your entire project. No subcontractors. All work is done by Larry's Garden employees. Low water landscapes, sod replacement, landscape designs that are unbelievable, a complete landscape makeover, we do it. Let one company, Larry's Garden, complete your entire project. Weekly maintenance for communities and commercial locations is also available. For more information, visit larrysgarden.com or call 346-1970. Design, install, maintain. One company, complete project, Larry's Garden.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Jeep Adventure Days.
If you think the best deals on a new car, truck, or SUV end with summer, they don't. Our fall prices are great. Better than ever. At Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Bay Meadows. Drive a new Dodge Journey and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Choose any one from our great selection and save up to $5,000 off MSRP. Get a new Jeep Cherokee and save up to $7,000. Save up to $8,000 on a new Compass. Get up to 25% off any new Dodge Charger or Challenger. See our inventory at jaxcjdr.com. Call us for a test drive and we'll have the vehicle ready and waiting for you when you get here. We can also bring the test drive to you. Nobody can beat our selection of Ram trucks. Drive your brand new pickup home from as little as $354 a month. You save up to $11,000. Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, leading the way. I-295 and Bay Meadows.
Time's running out to win $1,000 a day for life from Publishers Clearinghouse. Enter at PCH.com and you and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your chance to win $1,000 a day for life on October 31st. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 10/28. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
If you're curious about who may be out there but don't want to jump into anything right away, then take a fun step and just take a look at Our Time. Our Time is the #1 dating site for singles over 50. It's easy to use and can help you find a partner to share in a new activity you've been wanting to try. Take a walk or just meet someone new. Check it out. Start for free today. Go to ourtime.com. That's ourtime.com. Start for free at ourtime.com.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter. As we go through your Saturday, some morning coastal showers. We'll see some scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder continue to advance inland as we head through the afternoon. Our high temperatures make it to about 90 degrees, mid to upper 80s closer to the coast with partly sunny skies. It'll be warm and muggy, though, through the day with some scattered showers. A coastal shower lingers this evening, but overnight lows dropped out to the mid-70s. With your First Alert Forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenball for 104.5 WOKV.
WOKV-FM and HD1 Atlantic Beach. Listen everywhere in the TuneIn app. 104.5 WOKV, a Cox Media Group station.
6:56 here at News 104.5. Larry O'Neill and Wally Conway. You know, when you go outside this afternoon or this morning, once the sun is the rest of the way up, you may notice your yard does not look quite the way you would like it to look, or not even as nice as your neighbors. If you'd like to have your yard, your landscape be the one that's the envy of the neighbors, something to consider. Larry'sGarden.com. Got lots of great ideas there. The blog, the video, frequently asked questions, an easy way to reach out to Larry there is also on the website at Larry'sGarden.com. Should you make the decision you're ready to move it forward, have that initial consultation, you can call Larry at 346-1970. They'll come on out, take a look, and you may decide, just design it all the way right for me, and then you can execute on your own. Or you may say to Larry, I love the design. I don't have the time or the ambition or the inclination to do all that hard work. How about the Larry's Garden team take care of it? And they'll do that. There it is, all turnkey, ready to go. And you're sitting there the first time and notice it's ready for a little bit of maintenance. You're like, I don't want to do that either. You can get that triple crown at Larry's Garden, where they'll design, install, and maintain it. You can choose all along the way to make it right and appropriate. Nothing, though, is more important than good design. You could work very, very hard to make something, put it all together, and it's kind of blah. It just doesn't transition well through the season. So proper professional design, Larry'sGarden.com. 700 people will likely put a purchase and sale agreement together to buy their dream home this particular weekend. Home Pro Inspections would be honored and delighted to be a part of that process by doing that home inspection with you. The website is GoHomePro.com. The phone number 268-8211. All the things that you'll need for your due diligence so that you have as much objective information as possible to make the right decision through the purchase and sale. To know those things, you may choose to upgrade over time. Every inspection done at Home Pro Inspections is backed by residential warranty services with a $100,000 aggregate policy covering things such as underground sewer lines, future appearance of mold, and the 5-year roof protection plan, as well as eligibility for the complete 18-month warranty package. Friends don't let friends buy 12-month warranties when you could have an 18-month warranty for even less money. It's 7 o'clock here at News 104.5 on the Home and Garden Show. We've got Fox News traffic weather in the second hour of the Home and Garden Show featuring you. I'm just curious what's on your mind. Give us a call at 855-765-1045.
Hurricane season is heating up. Hello, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. The tropics are getting more active, and now is the time to prepare for hurricanes, not when it's knocking at your door.
For a preparation list, check the WOKV Hurricane Guide, brought to you by Clay Electric Co-op and Big Fish Roofing on WOKV.com and in the WOKV app.
Warring factions talk peace in the Middle East. I'm Pam Huso, Fox News. Tough negotiations lie ahead as the Afghan government sits down with the Taliban in the hopes of ending 4 decades of war. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is in Qatar where the talks are being held.
Through an inclusive negotiation process, you each have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to overcome your divisions and reach agreement on a peaceful future for the benefit of all Afghans.
Negotiations were supposed to begin months ago when the peace deal was first signed, but since then, some 1,200 people have been killed in attacks across the country. Secretary Pompeo is expressing concern about the detention of a dozen Hong Kong democracy activists. They were arrested 2 weeks ago and are being held in China. The secretary says they've been denied access to lawyers. An abrupt resignation from a top prosecutor investigating the origins of the Russia investigation. Nora Danahy had been working alongside U.S. Attorney John Durham.
The Durham investigation has produced one criminal charge so far, and Attorney General William Barr said this week that he could not rule out additional prosecutions. Durham has not indicated whether he will be able to complete a report of his findings before the November election.
Fox's John Decker. President Trump has indicated he wants results soon. Heartbreak in Oregon, where a teenage boy and his dog were found dead inside a car. Officials say the teen was seeking safety from a vicious wildfire. Authorities say fires in Oregon, Washington State, and California have killed at least 26 people.
As multiple fires burn throughout the West, resources are stretched. Firefighters from Israel, Canada, and New Jersey, as well as closer states, are assisting.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, local news from CBS 47, Fox 30 Action News Jax.
I'm Action News Jax anchor Lorena Inkland for 104.5 WOKV. Our top story. The city of Jacksonville hopes a buyout program can help families in Ken Knight Drive, many of whom are still trying to recover from Hurricane Irma. This week, City Council approved a grant for $5 million. The plan is to target between 40 and 50 homes closest to the river, tear those down, and turn the area into green space to absorb floodwaters. Each family would get more than $12,000 to help them relocate. Neighbors in Nassau County, listen up. You can get tested for COVID-19 for free. It's all happening at the 8 Flags Shopping Center in Fernandina Beach. Testing starts at noon and goes until 5 p.m. or until they reach their limit on tests. In St. Johns County, the Sing Out Loud Festival is going virtual this year. Starting today, sessions will feature live stream performances by local musicians each Saturday and Sunday throughout the month. You can watch the festival through the Sing Out Loud Facebook page. Join us tonight at 6 on CBS 47 Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The conventions are in the books.
We're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. You're now fellow citizens of the greatest nation.
Now it's on to the debates.
I'll see you in Salt Lake City.
Stay connected on You Decide 2020.
The best is yet to come.
On 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's news and talk.
Annabelle's Interiors of Orange Park, your patriotic headquarters for President Trump memorabilia. Here you will find an extensive collection of Trump hats and caps, t-shirts, porch and boat flags, handsome polo shirts, banners, yard signs, bumper stickers, and yes, so much more. For certain, Annabelle's Interiors of Orange Park is the headquarters for President Trump treasures, including Annabelle's limited edition 2020 Red Hat ornament. Call for directions, 272-5544.
Open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Ah, the joys of summer. Most people spend days at the beach working on their tan or on the golf course working on their swing.
And for some, on the ladder working on painting their house.
I can just hear it now. Honey, can you pass another gallon up the ladder?
Rhino Shield is a maintenance-free coating for your home. It goes on like paint, looks like paint, but unlike paint, it lasts. Rhino Shield comes in hundreds of colors and is guaranteed to never chip, peel, or crack.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey. Call now to take advantage of our summer special.
Save up to 20% off or receive 2 years no interest financing.
Call Rhino Shield now. 904-519-5055. That's 904-519-5055. Or visit us online at rhinoshieldjax.com. That's rhinoshieldjax.com.
Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Wally Conway here, Mr. Home Inspection from Home Pro Inspections with important information about home warranties. At Home Pro Inspections, we have always recommended that every home buyer had a home inspection and a home warranty. It's much like having a physical exam and health insurance. They work together to protect you. Until now, I have never referred or endorsed a home warranty company because, truthfully, they were all about the same. They were only good for 12 months, they had a long list of coverage exclusions, and they denied pre-existing conditions. The most comprehensive Comprehensive Home Warranty America is now available in Jacksonville, covering items denied by others, including water softeners, well pumps, alarm systems, and there's no extra charge for multiple heat pumps or water heaters. When Home Pro inspects your home, the warranty is extended to 18 months of coverage at no extra charge. There's no better inspection and warranty package in America. For details and to order your home warranty, visit GoHomePro.com, GoHomePro.com, or call me at 268-8211.
I'm United States Surgeon General Jerome Adams, America's doctor. And all across our nation, we've taken steps together to slow the spread of coronavirus. Now we must continue to take personal responsibility to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Because even though not all of us risk a severe case of coronavirus, we all risk getting it and spreading it to others, maybe without even realizing that we're sick. So if we want to get back to school, back to work, back to worship, and back to overall health, there are things our country needs to do. We need to follow state and local guidelines, take extra precautions if at higher risk, wash our hands frequently, stay 6 feet from others when we can, and when we can't stay 6 feet from others, please, I'm begging you, wear a face covering. These small actions will make a big difference. So I'm asking you to say it with me, America. Coronavirus stops with me. You can learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Produced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services at taxpayer expense.
On September 18th, don't miss Infidel, the new heart-pounding political thriller inspired by true events.
You are an American spy.
What? Infidel tells the story of one man's incredible journey of faith and survival after being kidnapped in the Middle East. And his wife's courage to never give up on him.
This is terrorism.
When his country abandoned him, his freedom became her mission.
I came here to plead for his life.
Starring Jim Caviezel.
Do your job.
See Infidel, only in theaters September 18th.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. You may think you know the amazing story behind America's journey west and the historic clashes between native tribes and European settlers, but there's much more to the story than they may teach in the classrooms. Now, you can check out our friend Bill O'Reilly's latest book, Killing Crazy Horse. This is fast-paced. He'll take you on a wild ride through the American frontier that will shock readers and provide important lessons that still ring true today. Check out Bill O'Reilly's Killing Crazy Horse, available everywhere now.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter. As we go through your Saturday, some coastal showers this morning continue to press inland with time. So some brief heavy downpours, even a few rumbles of thunder this afternoon when it gets warm in the upper 80s to near 90. Some scattered coastal showers continue this evening with onshore winds. Overnight lows drop down to the mid-70s. Coastal showers tomorrow in the morning, pressing inland through the day. With your First Alert forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenbaugh for 104.5 WOKV.
Brought to you by Wakehoff's Air Conditioning. When your AC breaks, we get there fast.
This is the WOKV Ask the Experts Weekend, discussing things that matter most to you. Local experts answering your questions. Call 855-765-1045. That's 855-765-1045. Now, the Home and Garden Show with Wally Conway and Larry O'Neill.
It's 7:09 on a beautiful Saturday morning in Jacksonville, Florida. For those of you just joining us, you're listening to the Home and Garden Show. The Home and Garden Show is heard every single Saturday from 6 until 8 a.m. right here on 104.5 WOKV. The Home and Garden Show features Larry O'Neill from Larry's Garden, bringing us 25 plus years toiling in the soil, making all things in the landscape wonderful. That is lawns and bushes and trees and ponds and driveways and pergolas. If it's outside in your yard, Larry's Garden, Larry O'Neill bring that expertise to the program. Me, Wally Conway from Home Pro Inspection, bringing you 25 plus years, over 40,000 homes and buildings inspected, sharing with you those things that we've discovered during the course of the week in the home buying, home selling, home renovation, and home maintenance universe. We love taking your calls. That makes it great fun for us. The phone number to check in, say hello, ask a question, share a comment is 855-765-1045. And a reminder, if you are calling from the International Space Station, there will be no waiting, in spite of the fact that Larry and I have waited more than a decade for someone from the International Space Station to check in. Larry, I think the International Space Station and Comcast may be connected in some way. They both seem to be about as responsive to us. So it's I just can't explain it. Do you have an explanation for why?
We're on I tell you, we're on the bottom. We're on the bottom of the list. You know what I mean? That's one of those things. That one of these days you'll get to us, maybe. But people are. It's getting in the 80s. People are starting to move outside. One of the good things about being outside is having, the ability to enjoy a little bit of water music. Water music's made by fountains, and all different varieties. If you want it to sound like Niagara Falls, then you can maybe have a sheer fall, or if you want to just have that light trickling sound, a pondless water feature could be handled, but with a small urn and just a small pump, and you'll get the overall effect. There's variety. We make some custom fountains ourselves, actually. Out of masonry fountains, out of stone, and something elaborate like that. But adding a fountain in the garden or in your landscape is always a great idea. Just try to make sure that it matches your maintenance expectations. I mean, fountains and water features been around since the beginning of time. I read when I was reading and studying Indian gardens, from India, they actually have this very, very dry part of India. They have they make these copper structures, the overhead structures that they have like a kind of like a gazebo or something like that. But the roof actually is a reservoir, and they fill that reservoir with water, and then on a dry day they let the water run out over the edges of the reservoir onto a copper flooring, so it makes it sound like rain. So that is
I like that.
That's an extreme commitment to having a water feature. The water features they can go anywhere from cost to a couple $100 to $25,000. It just depends on what you want out of them. But they add a great accent to a garden. And mosquitoes are always an issue in our area, but you can use mosquito dunks. There's several different products that you can get online to remedy that. But for an easy water feature, a urn and a small pump and a basin underneath the urn and a little bit of gravel is an easy solution. All that can be done for, say maybe $200 or $300. Just depends on what type of.
It looks good, and even start out small. Get you a nice, small, inexpensive water feature, and just learn to enjoy it. And that'll also help you decide what sound you want to move toward and what visual you want to see. Let's check in with Doug and see if we can help him with his cell phone questions and new construction. Welcome, Doug.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Awesome, thanks.
Good. Wally, this is a question for you. You helped us in getting open cell foam put in our home in Jacksonville. We have a family member that is building down in Rivertown, and you are overseeing. In fact, I think one of your guys helped with making sure that the forms were done properly and poured this past week.
Yes, the pre-slab inspection. Mm-hmm.
Right. I have been encouraging them to get the open cell foam put in at new construction, and they're saying that in Rivertown that's not one of the options. I was wondering if you had any advice as far as of that situation.
Well, I love everything about using open cell spray foam in new construction. I love it in the attic. I love it in the walls. It will make the house quieter. It will make it more energy efficient. It'll make it cleaner. Everything about it is a positive. There is some expense associated with transitioning from fiberglass bats to the open cell foam, but there's never a less expensive time, nor a time when they can do a better job than during new construction. Now, different builders have a different attitude. There are some builders that do it in all new construction. There are some who will offer it as an option, and there are some who say, we don't want to do it. Now, Rivertown specifically has multiple builders. It's not Rivertown that may not be favorable to this particular upgrade, but the individual builder has some resistance. My suggestion, and this should have happened at contract, to be honest, where you have that discussion then. So this is a change order, and it's disruptive to the flow of the build. I will tell you also, home builders are really having a challenge right now. Building is going crazy. It's getting very, very difficult to get certain materials as well as appliances, and certain subcontractors, and spray foam may well be one of them, are really backed up. So if the builder has resistance, it's probably due to the fact that, hey, this got sprung on them here kind of late in the game, and how does that impact the flow? So I think the best thing to do is have your brother-in-law or whomever that is sit with the builder and say, this is really important to me. I understand it's going to be more expensive. I understand it may even cause us a slight delay, and I'd like to have the conversation and see if they can move it forward. But every single thing about it is a positive. I don't know a single negative.
Well, we have found it to be true. That's what we have. We are sold on it. We just did it in the attic and in the crawl space, and it has made all the difference in the world. But they did bring it up at the time of the contract, and they said that they don't do it, and that wasn't an option for insulation. And that was a puzzle to me, that they at least wouldn't hear it. That's why I was wondering, in terms of the cost factor, do you have an estimate in a 2,500 square foot home? If they did it in the attic, what's the...
You mean to do it as a retrofit, or to do it instead of what they otherwise would have done?
If we did it as a retrofit,
probably more than 5 and less than 10 grand. It's a real shame to do it in a retrofit. It just adds complexity and expense.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. One of the other things that could cause builder pushback, if it's at the time of contract, they're saying, we just don't do that. And you respect that. That's a business decision. When you are moving through a project and you decide you're going from fiberglass batch to spray foam, you also change the size requirement for the heating and air system. It downsizes it. So there's a lot of changes that occur. And I understand the builder's pushback about making a change, halfway through building. I completely understand and respect that decision. Though I respect the decision for a builder to say, we're not doing foam, I have no earthly idea why they would take that position. Okay?
I know. I don't either. Okay, we'll see what happens. Thank you very much.
Good luck, Doug. Let's go over to John in Mandarin and see if we can help him with his drainage problems. Welcome, John.
Hey, good morning. Just a little thing for everybody. I put a volleyball court right next to my cool deck by my pool. Bad mistake. First nor'easter, 100 pounds of sand in the pool. But anyway, I took up the St. Augustine and put all the sand down, and I used that plastic barrier where my cool deck hit where the grass was. The kids have moved on. I'm getting rid of it. But all my water drains to that corner of my cool deck. What can I put there? I'm getting ready to put sod down, but should I put some kind of a drainage? What would I put there to make some of that water come off my cool deck? Like a gravel French drain, or any suggestions for that? It's about a 20-foot area.
The water stacks up along the area of the cool deck. It just kind of stands there for a little bit. Is that what happens? Is someone going to get that?
Correct, and it did that when I had just St. Augustine grass there, and but I got to drain that water off there somehow.
Well, I would, if you change the grade of the grass, it should. The grass, it seems to me, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, that the soil level is above the cool deck. I mean, and it only needs to be an inch above that, and the grass rolls into the cool deck, and you don't really even notice, but you're stepping up about an inch. So the easiest solution would be to look at regrading so that, and when you get to the edge of the cool deck, that the soil level is at least a half an inch below the cool deck. And then so it rolls down that, maybe, I don't know if you have a hill or a plain, or what is the grass below the cool deck? I mean, is it,
right now, it's above it now, but this is a lot of water. I think the cool deck is slanted down. It's a great big cool deck, and it all runs down there and gets 3 inches of water when it rains. And even before I had the volleyball thing there, it wouldn't drain out into the grass, and it was down graded pretty well. But I'm going to go ahead and do something. But I didn't know if I should dig up and put a perforated pipe and some gravel where they meet.
Well, the best thing would be is to if I was trying to get to make sure I'm giving the right information, but maybe along that edge right there where the cool deck and the grass meet, you can bury a French drain. Better to have a closed system, than having an open system, because you have to worry about getting rid of the debris. And there's two different kinds. You could put perforated pipe, drainage pipe in there, in gravel, and then wrap that up with landscape fabric or drainage fabric, and then drain it out to the lowest point. That's your best bet. That means what it would do is dry out that whole area about 10 feet out too. So it's going to absorb all that water in that area 10 feet out, and it will get rid of it quickly. Have you got a good low point where you could drain to?
I could fix the drain. I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's your best. Just right along the edge of the pool. You can also get a styrofoam. They have styrofoam peanuts wrapped in a perforated drain pipe, and that's expensive, but it's a lot less laborious. You install those, okay? So it'd be on the easier. You wanted to have it maybe 3 or 4 inches below the St. Augustine, but it will wick all that water out of there. Gone. I mean, I had just did a drainage system, and we're doing another one, 2 or 3, where the water was coming out of the gutter, and even though the house was draining downhill, but the water was coming into the house, in between the slab and the masonry was coming into the house. We put one of those perforated systems in there, or French drains in there, and no problem. Completely dried it out. I mean, same thing will happen with your cool deck. It will completely dry that area out. The grass won't even be sodden anymore. All right?
All right. Well, I appreciate your help. Thank you very much.
Good luck with it, John. It's
Have a good day.
7:23 here at News 104.5 on the Home and Garden Show. Brief break, jumping right back to your calls at 855-765-1045. Stay with us. Right back.
Whether your kids are standing at a bus stop or at the kitchen table, start your day the right way. Prepared. Get the First Alert forecast with Action News Jack's chief meteorologist Mike Burrish every 6 minutes on Jacksonville's Morning News on 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's News and Talk.
Your house is 95 degrees inside, but your AC guys are telling you it'll be days before they can come fix it, or even weeks before they can replace it. What? Brian Kilmeade here, and I've always known Rick at Wakehoff's AC to be one step ahead of everybody else, and now is no different. COVID-19 factory closures have caused a statewide equipment shortage, and people are being asked to wait several days, sometimes weeks, before they can get relief. And it's usually a brand that you haven't heard of. Not at Wakehoff's. Wakehoff's warehouse is fully stocked, brand new equipment that is ready to be professionally installed in your home tomorrow. I'm talking quality, American-made, name-brand equipment, no knockoffs. Wakehoff's delivers same-day service calls and next-day new system installations. Clean, smart, professional technicians and the same great price that makes Waycofts the top-rated AC company in Northeast Florida, and with over 1,800 Google reviews to back it up. So call Rick and his team today, 880-5525, or visit WaycoftsAC.com.
At Farah and Farah, we handle truck accidents. They're different than car accidents because interstate trucking is governed by federal law. That's why we have attorneys who know the regulations that will apply to your case at 396-5555, Jacksonville.
The vehicle you want, the savings you need, and almost everyone gets approved for credit. Sounds like it's time to get it all and get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. It's Rich Jones. I only shop at Arlington Toyota. We bought our Sequoia there, and we found the best ride. It starts with big-time selection. And at Arlington Toyota, you're going to find over 750 new and pre-owned on the lot every day. Now at Arlington, shop over 100 quality pre-owned cars to buy at zero down and just $199 a month. Looking for a truck or SUV? Arlington has got 50 qualified pre-owned trucks and SUVs to buy at zero down and $269 a month. With Arlington's Credit for Everyone program, if your Beacon score is from 450 to 850, Arlington's getting almost everyone approved. When I say get it all at Arlington, I mean it because you get a 30-day exchange policy with your purchase. 30 days to love it or exchange it. And yet another way that Arlington goes the extra mile for you. Get it all when you shop pre-owned on Atlantic, just east of the East Beltway.
With the hot weather and people stuck at home, a working AC is crucial. David Gray Heating and Air Technicians can help with preventative maintenance, repairs, or new units while maintaining social distancing. David Gray can save the day. Visit David Gray Heating and Air at davidgrayonline.com.
Do you know a child who is deaf, hard of hearing, blind, or visually impaired? The Florida School for the Deaf and Blind in St. Augustine is a fully accredited, tuition-free state public school that gives children an edge for a lifetime of success. FSDB is nationally recognized for its educational services designed for students' unique communication and accessibility needs. Eligible pre-K and kindergarten through 12th grade students benefit from small class sizes, advanced technology, and various recreation, extracurricular, and performing arts activities. Transportation and boarding services are free to any eligible deaf or blind student, kindergarten through high school, no matter where the student lives in Florida. My name is Trent Ferguson, and I'm a proud graduate of this wonderful school. This place changes lives. To learn more information or to apply for enrollment, call 800-344-3737 or log on to www.fsdbk12.org.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter. As we go through your Saturday, some morning coastal showers. We'll see some scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder continue to advance inland as we head through the afternoon. Our high temperatures make it to about 90 degrees, mid to upper 80s closer to the coast with partly sunny skies. It'll be warm and muggy, though, through the day with some scattered showers. A coastal shower lingers this evening, but overnight lows drop down to the mid-70s. With your First Alert Forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenball for 104.5 WOKV.
728 here at 104.5 WOKV on the Home and Garden Show. Let's head down to Orange Jail, check in with BW, and see if we can help them with the aftermath of their house fire. Welcome, BW.
Well, welcome. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it. I've been listening to y'all for a long time. You also always seem to help me out before I get to call you.
Thank you.
But I've had thank y'all both. I've had a nasty house fire, and it seems like my contractor doesn't seem to want to take out more wood, that I would have to fight with the adjuster myself to take out more wood. I guess I'm fighting something that might not be fightable here or beatable. They want to end up killing the ceiling or the roof underneath to get all the smoke smell out.
Yeah, here's what you need, BW.
My insulation's gone.
It's a battle.
I wanted to talk about that foam I just heard too, Wally. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If I were in your situation, and I've been in your situation, not with a house fire, but with hurricane damage, you need a public adjuster. Your contractor is more than willing to do anything and everything to make the home perfect. The challenge is having the insurer fund it.
Okay.
So the adjuster presently is working for the insurance company. It doesn't make them evil. It just means their responsibility is to minimize the expense. A public adjuster works specifically for the insured person to assure that every objective dollar that can be extracted from the policy is extracted so that repairs can be as complete and get you like it never even happened.
So this is why they steered me away from a public adjuster.
Well, now you know why. Mark Goldwich, Gold Star Adjusters, goldstaradjusters.com. I promise you they can make it mo better. I would do that sooner rather than later, before you're so far down the path that it just gets more complex and frustrating to get it sorted. Mark Goldwich, goldstaradjusters.com. It's 7:30 here at News 104.5 on the Home and Garden Show. We've got Fox News traffic, weather, and more of the Home and Garden Show featuring you. You know what, BW, if you hang on through the break, we'll pick you up on the backside. It sounded like you had a little bit more concern. We'll be right back.
You want the weather? Yes. Good news. We'll give it to you every 6 minutes on Jacksonville's Morning News with Rich Jones. Weekdays from 5 till 9 a.m. on 104.5 WOKV. Jacksonville's News and Talk.
I'm Karen McHugh. The next round of coronavirus relief remains stalled in Congress.
There is bipartisan support for additional coronavirus stimulus spending, but lawmakers remain at odds over the size and scope of the next rescue package.
And my interpretation is that the reason for that is we're getting closer to the election.
A so-called skinny rescue bill introduced by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell was blocked by Democrats this week.
Fox's Jared Halpern. A popular New York City museum is once again opening its doors.
It's been closed since March 13th because of the coronavirus pandemic. But starting today, visitors can once again go inside the September 11th museum. Museum officials say masks must be worn on site at all times, and health and safety guidelines must also be followed.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Yesterday marked 19 years since the 9/11 attacks. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, local news from CBS 47, Fox 30 Action News Jax.
I'm Action News Jax anchor Lorena Inclan for 104.5 WOKV. Our top story. The city of Jacksonville hopes a buyout program can help families in Ken Knight Drive, many of whom are still trying to recover from Hurricane Irma. This week, City Council approved a grant for $5 million. The plan is to target between 40 and 50 homes closest to the river, tear those down, and turn the area into green space to absorb floodwaters. Each family would get more than $12,000 to help them relocate. In St. Johns County, the Sing Out Loud Festival is going virtual this year. Starting today, sessions will feature live stream performances by local musicians each Saturday and Sunday throughout the month. You can watch the festival through the Sing Out Loud Facebook page. Join us tonight at 6 on CBS 47 Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Gentlemen, discover the new medical treatment that Viagra doesn't want you to know about. I'm Bradley I with Synergenics Elite Health, and we offer Gainswave. It's a simple 20-minute in-office procedure. Gainswave is non-invasive, and it restores the poor blood flow that causes ED. Stop popping pills and scheduling intimacy. Call 904-500-5500. Consultations are free. Mention this radio station for $150 off your first treatment. Call Synergenics Elite Health at 904-500-5500 to learn about the Gainswave ED treatment today.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment, it may be time to see Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. Our foot and ankle specialists have innovative new options to help you get back in the swing of things without persistent pain that slows you down. Call JOI 2000 or go to joionline.net for an appointment.
Hi, I'm Larry of Larry's Garden. One of my favorite things about the South is great weather, which means more time for outside. And at Larry's Garden, we design, install, and maintain every outdoor project. Need to replace a cracked driveway? We do it. Need a patio, pergola, deck, or pavers? We do it. Let one company, Larry's Garden, complete your entire project. No subcontractors. All work is done by Larry's Garden employees. Low water landscapes, sod replacement, landscape designs that are unbelievable, a complete landscape makeover, we do it. Let one company, Larry's Garden, complete your entire project. Weekly maintenance for communities and commercial locations is also available. For more information, visit larrysgarden.com or call 346-1970. Design, install, maintain. One company, complete project, Larry's Garden.
end of summer savings have been extended.
No other jeweler in North Florida can beat Beard's Diamonds. They have the largest selection and the lowest prices. And now with their 5-year zero-interest financing, you can go even bigger.
Yes, save on everything. Rings, earrings, bracelets, pendants, wedding bands, all designer jewelry, all colored gemstone pieces, and all diamonds. It'll be your last chance to take advantage of 5 years, zero interest in 2020.
It's a great time to splurge on that $12,000 3-stone ring and pay just $200 a month.
Impress her with a bigger diamond engagement ring, a $6,000 setting from just $100 a month.
Or how about $3,000 diamond stud earrings, only $50 a month?
Get the absolute lowest prices Beards is known for. 5 years, zero interest is about to end, so hurry.
Beard's Diamonds, located at the St. John's Town Center.
Come in, see the difference, save thousands.
My community means everything to me. That's why I joined the Army National Guard. I'm proud of where I'm from, and as a soldier, I get to give back to the people that helped me succeed. The training and leadership skills I get from the Army National Guard help me every day when I teach young people and look out for my community. If you'd like to learn how you too can serve part-time in the community you love, visit nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Florida Army National Guard, aired by the Florida Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter. As we go through your Saturday, some coastal showers this morning continue to press inland with time. So some brief heavy downpours, even a few rumbles of thunder this afternoon when it gets warm in the upper 80s to near 90. Some scattered coastal showers continue this evening with onshore winds. Overnight lows drop down to the mid-70s. Coastal showers tomorrow in the morning, pressing inland through the day. With your First Alert Forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenball for 104.5 WOKV.
7:36 here at 104.5 and WOKV on the Home and Garden Show with Larry O'Neill and me, Wally Conway. Prior to the break, we were chatting with a BW down in Orangedale who had a home fire and is going through the frustrations of insurance and reconstruction. We were talking about public adjusters. BW, it sounded like you had a little another thought on your mind that I cut you off. I'm sorry about that. How else can we give you some guidance on this?
Yes, sir, I did, but you didn't cut me off. No, your time did. Yes, I heard your couple previous callers ago about the foam, when it's good to put it in and when it's not, and I've had some people talk to me about that or ask me about it. And they are going to replace the new air handler, all the duct work there. Is this a good time to make a ceiling change or an attic change at my expense, or is it their expense?
That would typically be an upgrade at your expense, but it would only be the difference between what they were going to do to make your home rebuilt as it was, and this would be an upgrade. The thing you've got to be absolutely certain about in a post-fire situation when you make the decision to spray foam is that the job of being rid of smoke, smell, and charred wood and whatnot has really got to be complete, because that foam will pretty well seal in and dramatically reduce fresh air coming into the house. So depending on the extent of the fire and depending on the completeness of that remediation after the fire, I might be hesitant on that one. Things really need to come together right, so that is an enhancement and not a detriment. Okay?
And I'm worried about the cleaning of the wood up in there. Well, they've replaced some wood, but there's some I call burnt and they call scorched. But anyhow, Servpro, I've talked with them, but they seem to clean it. But they all want to end up in the end, if it doesn't get rid of the smell, to use Kills. And is that a safety? Is that something safety I need to worry about? I just want my house back the way it was.
Kills will stop stains from bleeding through after painted. It's not really intended to suppress smell. I think the public adjuster is your best route at this point.
Yes,
you've got an insurance issue is your primary issue. I would give the contractor a pass because he's limited by the scope of work described by the insurer. So, public adjuster, Mark Goldrich, goldstar-adjusters.com. Okay? Let us know how it plays out.
Sir. I got one in the mail from somebody out of Gainesville, and I didn't know if you might have known him.
I likely don't. I know Mark personally. I know Mark professionally.
Okay.
When my home was damaged during Hurricane Matthew, my insurer told me they'd give me $25,000 to solve my problem. The estimate from my contractor, Fidus, who had done the renovation on my home, was $65,000. With Gold Star's help, we got the full $65,000, and the home was all put back together. Okay.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Y'all have been great, and my lime and lemon trees are living.
Great. Thanks, BW. Hey, Larry,
Thank you.
I had this thing on my mind about China. You know, it seems like all we hear anymore is China did this, China did that. They're meddling in the election. I can recall a decade ago, China sent us Chinese drywall. I can recall China sending us children's toys with lead paint. China, China, China. It's almost like a plot. They're out to get us. One of the things is water treatment and water softening equipment. A tremendous amount of this stuff made in China. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's the devil, but by God, if we had a wrestle with building products, medical products, other products coming from China, and now we're going to pump all our water through it. Thank goodness our friends at Affordable Water, not only are they a locally owned company, they source their water treatment equipment from the softeners to the filters to the reverse osmosis equipment and all the parts to service it, U.S. made. It's sourced
Even the resins are U.S. made. Even the resins are U.S. made.
Yeah, which is very special. You know, it is the resin inside that tank where the ion exchange occurs. That's where the magic occurs. You know, I listen to people say, oh, there may be a microbleam of salt that could get into my drinking water, yet they're not fearful of beryllium from China. This is an inconsistent fear. So, just drives me nuts. So Mark Kinder, Mark Kinder and his team over there are using the finest products available anywhere in the world, manufactured in the USA, installed by local people in your home, not fly by night, come in from out of town, sell a bunch of stuff from China and depart. So it's critical to know not only the names and faces of the people you're working with in a consultative and a sales sense, Mark Kinder and his team, but also where in the world did this stuff come from? I feel better knowing it came from the US of A. If you'd like to learn more about that, great website, affordablewaterjacks.com. You can read about a lot of the detail of the things Larry and I have routinely been sharing with you. You can call Mark and his crew directly. Here is that phone number, 262-0197. Tell the Chinese, no thank you, we don't need your water. affordablewaterjacks.com. Let's go down to St. Augustine. I got Larry checking back in. The other Larry, who was with us last week, who had that difficult to troubleshoot leak for his plumber. He's got a little follow-up for us. Larry, welcome. Tell us the good news.
No, the good news. You tell me the good news. Are you all unblocked?
Say that again.
From your fasting.
Wally is the Kelowna guy.
Wally.
Yeah.
Wally, did you show him that email, Wally?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. No.
Email, Wally.
Oh, God.
I didn't get an email from you.
No, not from me. I sent it to Larry, and it
sent it to me.
Yeah. How did you do? Good?
Well,
you happy with your results of the fast?
Did you break your fast? Yeah, Wally, did you break your fast?
Oh, my fast. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
He's barely awake yet.
You got me confused, man. So I was on a 5-day fast last week. I didn't prepare going in. I felt good all through it. I broke fast Sunday morning, as I always break fast on Sunday mornings, my breakfast. I had wild boar bacon and eggs, and my system processed it beautifully.
Oh, Anyway, two things. Number one, I did call a leak detection service in. I didn't use the one you gave me. I used a guy, Leak Seekers. He's a veteran, individually owned. The guy was excellent, and he did, in fact, confirm that the leak was in the same exact spot that I thought it was.
Good.
But dovetailing off that, Larry, I did send you an email, and I want that palm tree. You didn't get back to me on.
It's on my list. It's on my list.
All right, good. Because I may want you to do some stuff. Maybe a whole landscaping thing. But the reason for my call is, when the guy was there for the leak, he said, you may be covered for certain portions of this on your homeowner's insurance. He goes, they won't pay for the repipe if you need one. He goes, but they will pay for the demo of the slab and all that stuff. So I started looking at the policy, and I have to be honest with you, I'm overwhelmed. Is there someone I can show my present policy to?
Yes.
And evaluate what I should be adding in there.
Let me give you the
I'm sorry?
website. It's a public
Yeah, go ahead.
adjuster is what it's called. Mark Goldwich is the gentleman that owns this particular company.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
had
that was
tremendous
Gold Star.
experience with. Right.
That was Gold Star that you just referenced. Okay, good. All right.
New York people,
All right.
you guys
So you
crack me up. I'm from New Jersey, and I still struggle having conversation with New Yorkers.
Well, if you see this, if you see this spoof email, I think you'll get a kick out of it.
All right. Thanks a bunch.
All right,
man.
well,
Keep us
listen.
in the loop.
All right, Larry. Wally, thank you. Larry, don't forget, please call me. I want to get this done.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Take care now.
Thanks, sir.
You have a great
Let's
day.
go check in with Tim down in Clay County, who's got a sump pump question. Welcome, Tim.
Hey guys, I love listening to your show, and I'm on my way somewhere on Saturday morning. Anyway,
Thank you.
question, yeah, definitely. So my question is about the wiring to my sump pump. It stopped working, or the sump pump stopped, and I was afraid I had a major problem. But I was able to plug an extension cord in, and everything's okay with that, thankfully. But I tested the wire at the fuse box, or circuit breaker box, and there's power at the wire going underground in a variable cable, but there's no power on the wire where the plug is, outdoor, right by the sump pump. I guess my question is, can ants eat through that variable cable, or something has gone and damaged it?
No, that'd be very rare.
I didn't-
Almost assuredly,
I
it's
know.
the connection. I checked the connection right at the plug and work your way back from there.
Yes. Okay. Well, right. The plug is good. There's no power at the wire to the plug. That's a puzzle.
Yeah. So you have two choices. You're either going to need to find where it's broken / disconnected. Likely it's just a corrosion in the connection. If you can find that connection underground, great. Or you may discover it's I take it, is this in a crawl space? Is that where it is?
No. So they have a pole outside.
Yeah.
With the power. It comes in the house. Or to the,
What's the sump pump pumping is my question.
Oh, sump pump is for the septic. The septic. Yeah.
That's probably a problem with the float switch.
No. The sump pump is working fine.
Okay.
Because I have it plugged into an extension cord, and it's fine. There's no power at the plug I normally plug it into out there. So, but I tested the wire at the panel.
Yeah.
And there's
Did you
power
bypass
on
the float switch when you put wire directly to the pump?
No, I did not wire directly to the pump. There's a plug. I plugged the pump into an outdoor receptacle.
Right.
There's no power at the receptacle.
Got it. You're just going to have to troubleshoot where that disconnect is.
Right. Yeah, and my only explanation is that something has damaged the variable cable.
Have you been doing any digging out there?
Likely.
Have you been doing any digging?
No. But there are trees and roots. That was the other question. Have you ever heard of trees and roots damaging a variable cable? I mean, maybe so.
What about the breaker? Does the breaker trip?
The breaker is good. I've tested it. My dad was an electrician, Murphy the man. Anyway, so I tested all the electrical at the panel, and there is good wire, as far as I can see, in the panel going down to the ground. But if I test the wires themselves in the junction box where it comes up for the plug, no power.
Huh. Yeah. Likely you're going to need to rerun that wire. It's probably easier to rerun it than to dig it all up to figure out why it's not working and then have to rerun it anyway.
I agree. And this time I'll put a conduit instead of just variable cable. Do y'all do
That's
any digging?
a really good decision. All right, man. Good luck.
Do y'all do digging?
No.
Okay.
No, Wally, I can still dig, but Wally, he's allergic to having a shovel in his hand.
Yeah. No shovel here.
All right.
No shovel.
Great.
Good luck with it,
Enjoy.
Tim.
I'll hire my grandson. See ya.
Make sure the power's off so you don't electrocute your grandson, please.
Oh, well,
here at News
yeah.
145.
I was telling you, be careful. My dad always
Take a brief
says,
break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Sometimes the news can be confusing. We don't just tell you the news, we help you understand the news. Every morning with more depth and detail on Jacksonville's Morning News with Rich Jones on 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's News and Talk.
This is Karen. She has an expansive piece of land where she saddles up daily, and she keeps it in shape on a John Deere 3E tractor. With attachments that hook up with ease, getting the job done is never a hassle. Whether she's putting up fence posts, grading her horse arena, or even cleaning up storm damage, Karen runs with us. Because this is more than just land. It's home. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 3E tractor for just $139 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Alexa, how do I drive more customers into my business?
First, people will need to hear about you. Then you need to be online where they look for you. Then you need
I don't have time for that. I need to run my business.
Okay, searching for a local team that can help.
Local Solutions. Visit JacksonvilleLocalSolutions.com today.
I never knew my home would become my workplace. I never dreamed it would be my child's school. And I never imagined my home would be under attack from an invisible enemy called COVID-19. This is why I trust SafeTouch Security. It's one app that puts me in control. My SafeTouch system allows me to control who's on my property, movement while the kids are at home learning their school lessons, who I speak with without even opening the front door, as well as home deliveries, my heating and air conditioning, door locks, and complete protection against the threats of fire, burglary, and assault. You can even have control over your car. Know you are safe with the most up-to-date security system from SafeTouch. SafeTouch Security has been doing what others can't for over 35 years. Reliable local monitoring. No other company comes close to SafeTouch's track record on guaranteed response times. Go to safetouch.com and find out how you can get zero down and free equipment with a lifetime warranty. That's safetouch.com. State license number EF0000233.
At Bank of England Mortgage Jacksonville, it's all about building strong communities and helping you find the right financing options available. Bank of England Mortgage Jacksonville has proudly served our community since 2009. From application to closing, we complete every step and decision right here in the Jacksonville branch. We give our customers peace of mind with competitive rates, extensive product knowledge, stress-free closings, and being available when they need us. Our mission is to become your mortgage advisor for life. Provide unrivaled service through transparent communication, honesty, and mortgage experience. It's more than loans. It's people. Call Bank of England Mortgage Jacksonville today. 904-992-1000. That's 904-992-1000. Mortgage. Home loans for today and tomorrow. Bank of England Mortgage is a division of Bank of England. NMLS number 418481. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Time's running out to win $1,000 a day for life from Publishers Clearinghouse. Enter at PCH.com and you and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your chance to win $1,000 a day for life on October 31st. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 10/28. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
If you're curious about who may be out there but don't want to jump into anything right away, then take a fun step and just take a look at Our Time. Our Time is the #1 dating site for singles over 50. It's easy to use and can help you find a partner to share in a new activity you've been wanting to try. Take a walk or just meet someone new. Check it out. Start for free today. Go to ourtime.com. That's ourtime.com. Start for free at ourtime.com.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter. As we go through your Saturday, some morning coastal showers. We'll see some scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder continue to advance inland as we head through the afternoon. Our high temperatures make it to about 90 degrees, mid to upper 80s closer to the coast with partly sunny skies. It'll be warm and muggy, though, through the day with some scattered showers. A coastal shower lingers this evening, but overnight lows drop down to the mid-70s. With your First Alert Forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenball for 104.5 WOKV.
The 2020 hurricane season is underway. Get daily updates from Action News Jack's First Alert Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish, tips from emergency managers, and lessons learned from past years. All in the WOKV Hurricane Guide, presented by Clay Electric Co-op and Big Fish Roofing on WOKV.com and in the WOKV app.
7:55, you're at 104.5 WOKV on the Home and Garden Show. Let's check in on the west side with Jack and see if we can help him with his countertops. Welcome, Jack.
Oh, good morning. Enjoying your show, y'all's show as usual. Had many years ago, we had a countertops from cabinets and all put in new, and having a problem now. I don't know what you would call it. Well, it'd be the board that's on top of the cabinets. If it was on the floor, I'd call it a kickboard, but it's starting to pull away from the wall. It's about 4.5 inches tall.
Yeah, the little backsplash. What's it made out of? Is it Formica?
Yeah, the backsplash. Yeah, yes, for the backsplash.
Is it Formica? What's it made of?
Wall, and it's. I can't push it back in there. It's all one piece on one end, and it's just pulling away from the wall. I'm not sure exactly how to fasten unless I put a toggle bolt or something in there.
What's it made of, Jack? What's the material?
Formica top. I'm not sure from there, Wally.
Yeah, probably what happened, Jack, is over the years a little bit of water, not when your wife was doing dishes, but when you were doing dishes, maybe splashing a little water up there.
Yeah.
And that wood behind it swells up. So that's what you're seeing, gaps at the top edge and at the, with the vertical and horizontal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's really not a fix for that, Jack. One of the things you could do is just pull off that one piece and put a different type of trim up there. But once that board, it's really not even a board, it's press board, that the Formica had been glued down to, once it swells up, there's no getting it back to its original position.
Yeah, well, it doesn't bend. I mean, it looks like it's bent, but okay. So the whole suggestion is take the thing off and put another one in there, huh?
Yep.
And don't be so sloppy doing dishes. Well, if I could just get out of doing the dishes, it'd be the first thing to do.
Well, something you might consider, if you like the look, and Jack's his wife's name's Wally, like me. So when I say Wally, I'm not talking to myself. If she likes the look, very inexpensively, you can get a pre-cut piece of 4-inch marble as long as you want. Take off that old Formica board that's been a bit damaged, put a marble backsplash on it, caulk the top and bottom edge, and that will last somewhere between 6,000 and 13,000 years.
That should outlast us.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're 4 plus. Okay, good suggestion. I appreciate that. I'll look for the marble then. All right, y'all stay safe now and have a blessed week.
Hey, Jack, you getting the team ready for early voting? You guys start training and all prepped up?
Starts October the 19th, sir, and runs for 14 days, and a big, long day on the 3rd. But they're needing people if anybody wants to try and get a job. They're needing people.
That's what I heard. Training available, right? You don't need to have previously been a poll worker.
Well, yeah, they'll take you. Even if you haven't, they'll take you. We're hurting pretty bad, from what I understand.
How do people do that? Do you just go to the Supervisor of Election website and...
Yes, sir. Pull up Duval County Supervisor Election. Look on there, and it talks about poll training. You click on poll training, and then you can see the schedules, and you'll see what it requires.
Excellent. Poll training. No dancing, though, right, Jack? There's no pole dancing.
Not by the ones I work with, no.
That's a proper decision. I respect that.
I don't know what they do in their off time.
All right, man. Have a beautiful week.
Y'all
It's 8
too.
o'clock here at News 104.5 on the Home and Garden Show. Larry and I have enjoyed being with you. We've got Fox News traffic and weather coming up. And no matter where you're going this particular weekend, Larry and I have one request of you. What is that, Larry?
Use that click turn signal.
Use your turn signal. Have a beautiful week. See you next week.
WOKV-FM and HD1 Atlantic Beach. Listen everywhere in the WOKV app. 104.5 WOKV, a Cox Media Group station.
We'll get through these times. I'm Pam Puso, Fox News. That reassurance from Vice President Mike Pence as the U.S. combats the coronavirus and revelations surface in Bob Woodward's new book that President Trump played down the pandemic.
He shared with the American people all the facts as we had them. Dr. Tony Fauci even reflected on that. But the president said it in a way to avoid panic.
The vice president speaking exclusively to Fox's Pete Hegseth. A report today in Politico says top White House health officials demanded the right to review and water down the CDC's scientific reports. With the 2020 presidential campaign in the final stretch, national polls still have Democrat Joe Biden in the lead, but polls are tightening in some battleground states, among them Nevada, where President Trump will hold events today and tomorrow. Biden and his running mate Kamala Harris will hold a virtual event today with Latino small business owners. Face-to-face meetings for the first time between the Taliban and the Afghan government, the negotiations focusing on how to move the peace process forward.
If Afghans embrace their common interest in a united Afghanistan while respecting the rich diversity of the country's people, we believe with all our hearts that a durable peace is in fact possible.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in Qatar, where the talks are being held. A wildfire burning outside of San Francisco has destroyed at least 2,000 structures and is responsible for at least 9 deaths. California Governor Gavin Newsom.
The weather is beginning to cooperate. The good news is the winds have settled down.
As wildfires burn across Oregon, officials there are preparing for what's being called a mass fatality incident. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, local news from CBS 47, Fox 30 Action News Jax.
I'm Action News Jax anchor Lorena Inkland for 104.5 WOKV. Our top story. The city of Jacksonville hopes a buyout program can help families in Ken Knight Drive, many of whom are still trying to recover from Hurricane Irma. This week, City Council approved a grant for $5 million. The plan is to target between 40 and 50 homes closest to the river, tear those down, and turn the area into green space to absorb floodwaters. Each family would get more than $12,000 to help them relocate. Neighbors in Nassau County, listen up. You can get tested for COVID-19 for free. It's all happening at the 8 Flags Shopping Center in Fernandina Beach. Testing starts at noon until 5 p.m. or until they reach their limit on tests. Join us tonight at 6 on CBS 47 Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter. As we go through your Saturday, some coastal showers this morning continue to press inland with time. So some brief heavy downpours, even a few rumbles of thunder this afternoon when it gets warm in the upper 80s to near 90. Some scattered coastal showers continue this evening with onshore winds. Overnight lows drop down to the mid-70s. Coastal showers tomorrow in the morning, pressing inland through the day. With the First Alert Forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenball for 104.5 WOKV.
The following hour was paid for by the host and does not reflect the opinion of 104.5 WOKV or Cox Media Group.
Mike Lester is a registered representative of and offers securities through World Equity Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Wealth Advisors. Talent Wealth Management and Retirement Wealth Advisors are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by World Equity Group, Inc.
Thank you so much for joining us this weekend on Guarding Your Nest Egg with Mike Lester, the founder of Talon Wealth Management. You can find out more about Mike, the entire team, by going to guardingyournestegg.com. Today, look out, baby boomers. You're outnumbered. Plus, the life you want to live when you stop working. That's really the point of this show. You guard your nest egg so that you can enjoy the current time and future of your retirement, and we'll tell you which retirement expense is going to take nearly $300,000 out of your nest egg. All of that and more coming up. I heard your lips smack on that one there, Mike, because that 300 grand is a lot.
My waddle of bottle open up on that one there. Wow.
Well, that's why we got to talk about it.
$1,000. Okay, let's do it.
It's important to make sure that we have a plan when we're near and in retirement. And by the way, if you have questions throughout today's show, you can speak to Mike or another team member off the air by dialing pound 250 on your cell phone. When asked for the keyword, say nest egg, and you'll get Mike or another team member off the air, and they can set up a time to answer some questions and maybe